In terms of AI for revenue management, I think what is important is that AI will not replace the revenue manager, but it will help the revenue manager in the future. AI will help a lot when it comes to doing the analysis, and the revenue manager will be about the interpretation of the data and the analysis. So I think that's where AI will help a lot. It will help from an efficiency perspective, and it will just be a help. It will not replace the revenue manager going forward.
So in today's technology, we have a lot of options. There's Google, of course, and then we have mobile, we have AI, and now voice. The millennials, they are very into the mobile. So the mobile is everything. And I think for them, it's easier to speak rather than to type. So moving along towards messaging and then onto voice, that's definitely going to happen in the coming days.
The online distribution landscape is evolving, and it's evolving at a rapid pace. In our part of the world, in Asia Pacific, I think almost about 79 to 80% of the business comes from online. Having said that, it's important that the hotels realize that they work together. They look at their brand websites, they look at how they can optimize the brand, but at the same time partner with the online channels, which is giving them that marketing capability to be able to look at selling their room in markets that they wouldn't possibly be investing in as well. If you look at the entire value proposition of the online channel as to when is it giving you the business, what's the length of stay that market is giving you, which days and which nationalities, I think when you look at the customer value rather than the transactional value, you pretty much have won.
I think there's going to be a lot of changes for a lot of organizations, particularly looking around their sales, marketing and distribution areas. Particularly, we've found that over the last 10 years that there's a lot of underutilized assets, particularly around their function space and meeting space, where there's a huge opportunity to monetize not only their assets but their revenue when it comes to food and beverage, as well as their group accommodation. These are an area that's only now developing out with the cloud technology that's being built today. We found that there's an enormous amount of business intelligence and requirements for the consumer to be able to have access to availability, rates and inventory of all of these items, which has never been accessible due to the legacy-based systems that have existed over the last 20 years.
We're going into a landscape where it's getting more and more competitive. So it's important that the vendors look at a win-win solution where, for the purpose of the hotel, for the purpose of ultimately the guests that are coming into the hotel, it's important that there's a win-win solution where each is not cannibalizing each other's, but there's an element of integration, there's an element of working in harmony, so that at the end of the day, for the customer, you know exactly what the customer wants, and we are able to provide the customer lifetime value for the hotel that we're working with ultimately as well. So where technology is moving, and that's where we need to see that for a hotel, the suppliers are moving that way as well.